I still remember the night I dropped out of college. My hands were shaking as I packed my things. Everyone told me I was throwing my life away. Maybe they were right, or maybe I just saw something they didn't. I zipped my worn backpack, palms sweaty, heart pounding, promising myself this wasn't running away. It was choosing a beginning no one else could see yet. In the screen's reflection, I saw fear, but also a spark. If I stayed, that spark would fade. If I left, maybe it could become a fire. I stepped into the hallway light and whispered, "Here we go." One step, then another, like walking into night to finally find the morning. College wasn't for me. I wasn't failing grades. I was failing myself. Every day felt like I was living someone else's dream. So, I made the hardest decision of my life. To start over. Bulletins shouted paths that weren't mine. I stood apart, wondering how long I'd been acting in someone else's script, waiting for a cue I didn't believe. My notebook's edges were frayed like my certainty. I traced them and realized comfort had become a cage, and I still had the key. Under streetlights, I admitted the truth. I'd rather be a beginner on my road than an expert on theirs. So I chose my road. I spent days and nights teaching myself how to code. I didn't have fancy equipment or mentors, just an old laptop, bad Wi-Fi, and a burning need to prove everyone wrong. I learned in buffers and bugs, copying, breaking, fixing, repeating. Every line of code was a small vote that said, "Keep going." Notes, tutorials, coffee rings. My classroom was a messy desk. I underlined ideas and underlined myself. Show up again tomorrow. Dawn found me still typing. Tired, yes, but finally moved by progress, not by pressure. I wasn't lost. I was learning the map. My first few projects failed. My apps crashed, my websites broke, and investors didn't even reply. I started to believe everyone was right, that I wasn't good enough. Rejections stacked up like unread newsletters. I hovered over each one, then closed them, opening my editor instead. Some nights I rubbed my eyes and questioned everything, but the question always circled back to try again. So I did. In the mirror, I saw someone exhausted, yes, but also stubborn. I let the water run and decided to outlast the doubt. Then one night, as I sat staring at the city lights, it hit me. I'd been chasing success, not purpose. I needed to build something that mattered. I opened my notebook and asked a better question. Who could I help today? Purpose, not prestige, would be my north. Sketch by sketch, an idea formed. Simple, useful, human. If it helped one person, it would be worth it. If it helped many, even better. So, I started again. I built a small app to help local students find study partners online. It wasn't perfect, but people loved it. For the first time, I felt like I was building something real. I shipped small, learned fast, and kept momentum. Commits, tests, tiny wins, stringing them like lights through a long tunnel. The first clean interface felt like fresh air. Tap, match, message, clarity that hid hard work beneath the surface. When two students matched and smiled, I realized success wasn't a number. It was that moment when someone felt seen. Word spread fast. What started as a side project became a company. I was working 16-hour days, but it didn't feel like work anymore. It felt like purpose. We rented a small room and called it a company. Friends brought laptops and laughter. The dream grew tables and chairs. We argued with kindness and planned with markers. The roadmap wasn't perfect, but our belief was. Nights blurred into launches. We shipped, learned, celebrated, and went again. Purpose made the hours light. A few years later, that company became one of the fastest growing startups in the country. We built technology that connected millions of people. The same kid who dropped out now employed hundreds. Suddenly, there were interviews and lights, and I kept reminding myself, speak about people, not metrics. Speak about why. On trains and in kitchens, strangers used our app to find help and momentum. Their focus fueled ours. I told our story to a crowded room. We started small so we could start true. Applause felt like a promise to keep building responsibly. Sometimes I go back to that same cafe where it all began. I see kids sitting there, dreaming big, and I smile, because I know what it feels like to start from nothing. Back at the old cafe, I sat where I once doubted. Now the table held gratitude and a warm mug of perspective. I walked halls that once measured me. This time I measured moments, courage, kindness, consistency. Through the window, life moved gently. I breathed, thankful for the detours that became the path. Dropping out wasn't the end of my story. It was the beginning. And if you've ever felt lost, remember, sometimes the best path is the one you create yourself. So take the first step you've been postponing. Start small, stay curious, and keep your heart in the work. The road appears as you walk it.